It is for us.
It is here.
Huh. Streamlabs chose me a little soft.
Uh,
Okay, there we are. That should be better. In any case, let's roll the D. Let's see. Yeah, I believe everyone here has done it, and this time I'm certain everyone here has done it. So let's roll the D4 and see who Parser picks on today. Ice.
ah. Okay, well, last time, we had what was essentially an off day. So, well, it was a break rather, but we didn't spend it like one. Um, we collected our, I'm trying to make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Uh, so Eugene got to sleep in for a little bit. The rest of the group picked up their earnings early on from our last job from oh, who was it? From Raven. We spent some time just sort of hanging around the guild before Raven told us that it was Kalen, I believe, had some news for us related to those crystals from last time. We learned that they came from an island, the Trophidel Islands, I believe was the name.
Mm-hmm.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm not literally to correct you on
Ah,
anything
come
until
on.
the end.
They're just a set of indigenous islands. Apparently, used to have a bit of trading with them until there were issues with Caldwelch. So, Galen's wanting to head up there, and there was a rather large debate among the group whether or not we should be going, because some of us felt we were sort of being coerced into doing this because she was planning to go alone if she couldn't find anyone else to come with her. So eventually we settled on going by boat because our two options were either by boat or by Mystery Dungeon, and everyone felt Mystery Dungeon was far too dangerous of an option. Uh, so from then we just kind of spent our time preparing for that between going out and shopping and gathering information. I feel like I'm missing something, but that's kind of what it boiled down to.
Technically, there was also something involving Eugene and one of the guild leaders that you don't know of because you weren't there, but
Right.
beyond
I
that,
can't really.
yeah, you can't exactly speak on stuff that happens in the private chat.
No.
But, you did decent. You stammered a little in the middle, so I'll say a D4 for your luck points.
Okay.
Average. Alright. So,
I
yeah.
would also like to point out here, this is called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and we've only been in one Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, you guys have been avoiding mystery dungeons like the plague.
Into the meme.
Yeah, there's another server I'm in where just a random joke led to I'd rather take a diarrhea dump in my ear than go back in a mystery dungeon.
I have to read that in like the Tourette's guy voice.
AVGN, but
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
anyway,
Alright, anyways.
after proceedings.
Yeah. So after getting all your stuff together and all that stuff, you guys eventually go to bed after your free day is over, and next morning comes around and you are greeted by your usual wake-up call. The guild having some strange earthquake again.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to roll my die for today, I think, because I didn't roll it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Maybe he just.
That is actually really good. Okay.
You're
So.
thinking a one would be bad, but nope, not when you can adjust everyone else's rolls.
So yeah, you get your little earthquake, and I assume everyone is going to be waking up as if you have much of a choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alright. So you all wake up, you all will expedite this since it's standard practice. You all go get your meal, enjoy a nice breakfast, and after mealtime is over, everyone else is given their duties and they head off, but you four, along with Kaylin, are told to be at standby around the guild as they await word from the Tronfenel Islands. So,
All right.
I assume you guys are just gonna sort of hang around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rainiel's probably gonna stick around the breakfast room and just kind of put salt on a plate and lick it.
Isn't there like a gif of Patrick Star licking salt?
I don't know, maybe. Let me look. Continue while I do that.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you all wait, and eventually you see Rihan come into the meeting room, and she says, "Letter for Sergey."
We've gone something then. I'm gonna go and grab that letter.
Okay. Are you going to read the letter are you going to read the letter keeping it to yourself, or do you not care
I'm
if,
gonna
like,
start by reading it to myself.
okay, this is basically just me asking, do you want the letter PM'd or do you want it public? Okay. So the letter reads as. So yeah, I'll PM the letter to you.
Well,
Oh gosh, what did Quill do?
I found what you might be thinking of.
something.
Anyway,
So yeah, you can imagine Reniel doing that.
No.
While Sergey walks out. Well, Sergey walks out to read his letter.
You actually also noticed this morning Eugene was probably up before the earthquake preparing.
Oh, interesting.
It would be something to notice.
Well, I noticed a few while you're reading whatever you're reading.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the...
You notice some strings and a bell that he's kind of like tying together.
what are you doing, Eugene?
I'm preparing.
Rainiel just kind of looks at the strings and the bell. Then he looks back up at Eugene and he says, I can see that. What in particular is that for?
An alarm. See, we put it around the camp, and then if someone trips over it, the bells will, you know.
Oh, I see. On the island.
Uh-huh.
I was about to ask what purpose that would serve out at sea.
Oh, you gotta think ahead sometimes. There's not much we can do on a boat. I've never even been on a boat before, to be perfectly honest. My character has before.
Your character?
Yeah, his name is it's Hope. He's a paladin.
Oh, gosh darn it.
There's a strange look that comes over Harold as you say that.
Never mind. I
No,
don't real. I'll leave
kind
it to
of
the
like-
seafarers.
It's kind of like a wait, what did you say look, and then he realizes what you're talking about, and he looks away.
Sergey comes back in the room. All right, so I guess that's settled then. I called in some favors, looked around, and I have a friend that'll be able to take us all the way to the Trophidel Islands.
That's good. We haven't actually heard back from them yet, have we?
Raven answers that with, no, we haven't yet. But, well, if the letter has reached your friend, then it's possible the letter will come from them sometime, probably depending on how nice they're feeling and how fast the mail is going. I imagine probably either late morning or early afternoon is when we'll likely catch wind of it.
Well, I guess we can wait till then.
When will your friend be ready to disembark, Eugene?
My friend.
I'm sorry, not Eugene. Sergey. I am a little bit distracted right now.
You just
Continues licking salt.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
continue
That's
seeing-
exactly what he's doing.
He simply says he was ready as soon as we arrive in Portland. Didn't notice anything about time. I assume we should just be fine to drop in.
Of course, it's a cat. For those of you who can't see, since we're obviously not showing that chat nor the GIFs in it, Quill is distracted by a picture of a cat eating or a GIF of a cat eating a fly, I think.
No, it's just licking its shoulder.
Oh.
Very strangely. Just staring at the camera the whole time.
Okay,
Anyway,
I'm gonna
Okay.
expedite.
sorry to derail that. Moving along.
So, yeah, you wait around and eventually, at around middle of the day, imagine just shy of noon, you see Rion once again come in holding a letter, and she says, "All right, we got response from the Tronfnell Islands."
Well, what's it
And?
say?
She opens the letter and she says, "According to this, they're willing to bring you guys in, but they ask that you be willing to do some favors for them first to ensure that you come in peace."
Are they specific favors?
What kind of favors?
They didn't answer in the letter.
See, this is how they get you.
I agree, it is pretty suspicious.
Meaning they'll have favors for us when we arrive, or
Yeah, when you arrive.
Well, I guess we can just go back if we don't agree to it.
Better option might have been to just port somewhere near the volcano, ignore civilization while we're there, and just be in and out without them ever knowing we were present.
Actually,
except now they'll be looking for us because we've sent a letter.
Well, right, now it's too late, but
actually, there's 3 volcanoes.
there are.
Ah,
This is Kayla. This is Kayla, and she says, "Well, if I'm being honest, doing these favors for the village might be in our benefit. Anyways, we can possibly use that to ask them what suspicious volcano they're noticing suspicious activities at."
That and maybe favors will improve our relations.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And then there's that too. The Freelance Guild will, if we do those favors, then that might also make them more willing to open up with the rest of Lanwell and the Freelance Guild as well. I see this personally as a win-win, but I won't disagree that the fact that they're not telling us what favors they want is a little not the best in the world.
It is not like we have time for further correspondence, I would assume. We should likely head over there as soon as we can.
I agree with Reniel.
Yeah.
Okay, well, suppose if you guys are ready, then Rihan, send them another letter telling them that we'll be there shortly, and we agree to do their tasks. Rihan answers with, "All right, we'll do," and she heads back over to outside in the reception area.
Can agree to do that, yeah.
Oh, whoops. You might have wanted to speak up before.
Whatever. Let's just prepare.
Okay. You said that where were we gonna meet up with your friends?
Yes, it will be over at Portland.
Oh, okay. That port is just north of here, west of White Town. So we'll probably be there either by late this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on how fast we want to get there.
Right.
So shall we head off then?
Unless anyone else has any objections.
I need to go grab my stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
All
I
right.
have to go do that too.
All right. I think I'll go do the same and also lock up my lab just so nobody, and by nobody I mean Finlay, doesn't mess around in there and cause some accidents. So she waves you off and she heads down. And I assume the rest of you are all just gonna get your inventory straight and stuff?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Reniel always has his inventory on him.
You're just carrying around rope and backpacks and
Yep.
Pocket Dimension Main.
Pocket
Oh right. I forgot about that.
by the power of the Pocket Dimension main. Alright. Then you travel north. Let's see. Before I begin seeing what you guys end up maybe encountering, are you going to be traveling fast, slow, or normal pace?
I'm thinking normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking normal.
Reniel
so-
doesn't like running.
There's no reason to travel slowly.
Yeah. Like we're sneaking into enemy territory here.
Alright.
I assume it's like a well-traveled road too.
Yeah. Yeah, considering you're heading up to a port town, you definitely find a path that's fairly well traveled. So you don't imagine you're going to be like, you have to sneak around, you're going to be ambushed. And this is also, you notice flat plains for a mile, so you can see anyone coming along. Alright, let's see what you get. All right. Oh my gosh, is this what I think it is? Again.
Again.
The rock.
Okay, so as you guys are walking over towards the port town, you see the clouds in the sky are starting to grow heavier
Oh my
and
goodness.
heavier.
Oh.
Oh.
Harold seems completely unconcerned by this.
Reniel also does not seem to be phased.
So how does rain affect me again?
Basically, disadvantage on attack. It's disadvantage on attack rolls,
Okay.
and
Oh, yeah.
fire damage is also reduced if you use anything that involves fire damage.
Yeah. Okay.
The
So
only one person in the party that's not happy about this, while the other two are just like, oh, this is fine.
I should probably warn you guys. The weather on the islands is it's like this, but probably I don't know, like 10 times as hard, and it could be the other way around. It could be severely scorching, stiflingly hot.
That sounds unpleasant.
That does not sound pleasant at all.
So we might want to pick up an umbrella or two in the port town.
Might actually be a good idea.
You could use them for both situations, I guess.
I think I'll be alright.
Keep you out of the sun, keep you out of the rain.
Okay, well, I guess I'll endure the rain as we walk all miserably to the...
We'll just pick up an umbrella once we're at Port Town.
Yeah. Maybe two.
Okay, so yeah, you keep walking. Eventually, the rain falls. Luckily, it is a very light rain, so you're not getting like stormed out or anything like that. But yeah, you're probably not feeling. You're probably feeling a little miserable, Eugene. Whereas Sergey, you're probably loving it, and Harold, if memory serves me correctly, you are. You don't care either way.
Harold is literally completely unaffected by this.
Oh, the Cloud9.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually.
And Reniel's just a soggy Eevee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you've got Soggy Eevee.
I should also point out we're going at sea and we're prone to this weather too.
Comes with the territory.
Mm.
I'm going to be on a boat. I'm going to be surrounded by water.
How confident are you that you could, that we won't be thrown off the deck of the ship?
Well, I'd assume, at the very least, that sailors are prepared for that, but I can't exactly say for certain myself.
You forget I used to spend my life at sea. It's not something you have to worry about too much. If people are careful and you do what you need to, then even if someone does fall off, then you have things in place to get them back on the ship.
Oh, I guess that's just accounting for the worst case scenario.
It is.
Not to worry you, but I try not to. I'd be careful if I end up getting thrown off. And if you look back at her, you see that in the rain she's sort of sparking a little.
Right. That's would complicate things.
If it means anything, if it rains, I'll just go below deck or something, so that way I can't fall off.
Well, I don't
Hopefully it won't have to come to that, but
I don't want to spend a moment longer in this rain. Can we maybe move along?
I guess we want to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So yeah, you go onward It's hard to see because of the rain, but you can sort of see that the world around you is darkening slightly as you reach closer and closer to evening, and eventually you see the town on the horizon.
That's it. I begin like speed walking towards it.
Well, I was going to ask if you guys wanted to stop here and go into the town in the morning, but I guess that the answer is no.
Is it still raining?
Yes.
I mean, I can't really blame him.
I cannot imagine a fire type would enjoy the rain at all.
Well, he did compare it to us being in hot weather, so if it's anything like that, I can't imagine it's enjoyable.
Alright.
Raniel's just kind of following Eugene for the record.
Alright, you should probably catch up with him and head off then. So yeah, you all head off and eventually you reach the town. Portland town looks like your standard port town. You've got the warehouses, the docks. You see a few ships over there. The town has several buildings, but there aren't, aside from a few water types, there aren't too many Pokemon out and about because it is both late in the day and it is raining. So you imagine most people are in their warm homes, not getting soaked.
All right. I guess I'll let the others catch up to me, and I guess we'll just guess her.
Oh, Raniel's already right up behind you.
Yeah. What about the others?
Guess we're all just catching up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, who are we supposed to meet here, Sergey?
It's just a friend. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here by multiple things in the background. Someone's messaging me over something. It's a old friend of mine, Eisen. I think I pronounced that right.
Eisen.
Eisen.
Did he tell you where to meet him?
Well, he just said to meet us in Porthglade. I could go on ahead and try to find him.
Maybe do that.
Yeah, I suppose the rest of us will just find a tavern or something to hunker down then, while you go do that.
Right.
I suggest we find that umbrella for Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go do a your time while I'm trying to just find Eisen?
Yeah. We'll perhaps hunt down a general store and maybe buy an umbrella hat or two.
Umbrella hats, yes.
Oh my.
Alright, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna split the team, and Eugene will look for Isan, and we'll look for umbrella hats.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, so do you want to do this in the party splits room, Ice, or
I think Harold is actually going to go with Sergey.
Oh,
okay.
all right.
He don't need no umbrella.
Yeah,
Okay. So do you both want to go into the private rooms, or
The way I do this personally is, yes, I would use the private rooms, but we probably don't need to do anything for Eugene or Reniel. They
yeah,
depend on if
Right.
they just find the umbrella.
yeah, straight up.
How much would this umbrella hat contraption be?
Okay, so your options, we'll just do this first. You have a few options here. You've got they sell 3 types of umbrellas, strangely enough. You have either your jock standard umbrella that you hold in your hands and stuff like that. That umbrella will cost you 5 silver. 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
You have your umbrella hat that you can use as a that you can use just to put on your that you could just put on your head and not have to hold around or anything like that. That'll cost you 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Or, strangely enough, they sell an umbrella that also can be used as a weapon.
What weapon does it classify as?
It is a weapon with the finesse properties. Will cost you 5 GP and will deal either 1d6 bludgeoning or piercing damage to an opponent. And yes, it also works as an actual umbrella as well.
Alright.
The Holdy umbrella?
Yeah, the Holdy umbrella. It's not an umbrella hat.
Is it like a club, or what is it?
I don't know.
Or is it a simple weapon?
It is a simple weapon, yes. Sorry, I forgot to mention that as well. Yeah, it is a simple weapon with the finesse and with the finesse property, and it deals 1d6 bludgeoning or piercing, and it'll cost you 5 gold.
As much as I would like to smack someone with an umbrella, I think Granule's just gonna get the Holdy umbrella.
I think I'm gonna buy the weapon umbrella. Weapon umbrella for 5 gold.
Okay. You now have a weapon umbrella. And that'll be 5 silver for the Holdy umbrella.
Okay.
What's the damage on it?
1d6 bludgeoning or 1d6 piercing, depending on whether you're poking someone with it or you're whacking them.
Alright.
Okay. And then I guess we will bring Doc and Ice. You'll both join me in the private party splits room.
Right.
Okay. So, how are you going about trying to find this Eisen?
I guess really just going to end up heading to port and looking around for him.
Did he give you some sort of meeting place?
He didn't. I simply asked, and well, he told me to be here. So I know it complicates things a little bit, but it shouldn't be hard to find him. We're just looking for a Marowak.
I guess they head over to the docks then.
Alright. If you're heading over the docks and just looking around, then both of you give me a perception check.
Right. Wrong syntax. Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, considering it's rainy, so as I said before, there's not too many people out, and a Marowak is obviously something that's going to look a lot different than the water types that are around. You both eventually do indeed see a Marowak. He seems to be standing sorta in the center of the port, and he seems to be constantly gazing around looking for something.
Does he have an umbrella hat?
He does not know. He does have his bone club, which you imagine he probably uses as a weapon, but he has that sortist side.
I give him a wave and greeting.
Okay, yeah. As you wave to him, his eyes widen and he approaches you, and I'm probably gonna butcher this accent, but
Oh boy.
Senator Gay. It's nice to meet you once again. Good to see you are doing fine. And he sort of glances to Harold and he says, "And this would be?"
My name is Harold, so I'm one of Sergei's teammates.
Yes, there are others with us, but we're doing a bit of shopping beforehand. Figured we'd be heading over and at least getting acquainted, you know? It has been quite a while.
Indeed, it has. Oh gosh, I'm butchering this accent so badly. Very well then. As I said before, I am able to get you guys passage to the Tronfenel Islands, though I should note that I am not the captain of this ship, as you probably can imagine.
Then who is the captain?
The captain is... Oops, wrong document. Here we are. The captain is a slacking known as Radcliffe. I do not believe either of you have met.
I believe I recognize the name, no? I'll have to get myself acquainted and figure out just what we'll have to be doing in the ship. In the meanwhile, I always know that you must pull your weight.
Naturally, it is easier if I pull my weight, we shall say. In any case, the boat is not set to... will likely not be leaving, as it is getting dark out, so... do you have some lodgings for the night?
We just got into town. We can find something, I'm sure.
Very well. If you must, I may be able to get you on board the ship, but most of the crew as well is using local inns and as such for their lodging, so I doubt outsiders like you would be accepted to be lodging on the ship alone.
It is a very fair point.
In any case, meet me back here tomorrow morning, and we will take you all, and my new crew will take you all aboard the ship to the islands.
We'll be here.
Right.
Okay. Yep. He nods and walks off on his own, and he will meet you back here in the morning. So let's.
Can't have been comfortable for him.
I didn't catch that.
Can't have been comfortable for him.
You would be surprised. He does all of this because he wanted to.
No, I mean being out in the rain.
He enjoys his challenge.
Well, let's see if we can find somewhere to stay for the night.
Okay. Anyways, we'll bring you back to the main room.
Oh.
Okay. So after you're done with your shopping, you eventually see both Sergey and Harold. I don't know why I forgot your name from well. You eventually see Sergey and Harold both coming over and coming over, sort of looking for you guys, and you meet up.
Yeah. And I think Eugene and Reniel are now equipped with this weather-faring gear now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Raniel's umbrella is just floating next to him.
Yeah. Well, just Eugene's holding this umbrella above his head.
Is that a weapon?
That's what it was advertised as.
Well, we were able to find Sergei's friend.
Yeah, we'll just be meeting up tomorrow instead. We'll have to find our own lodging.
Well, there are probably another number of inns around this port town. I'm sure we could go to any one of them.
Hopefully they are not too expensive.
Hopefully.
Price price usually depends on, price is usually a good equivalent of luxury. We could probably find some place that's really cheap but kind of run down, or we could find some place that looks nice but is a bit more costly.
I am not picky.
Don't think there's any reason really to find anything luxurious tonight.
As long as it has a bed, I'm fine.
And isn't going to fall apart.
Alright, then let's go around looking for it. Alright, everyone, give me either investigation or perception to sort of just find some sort of lodgings. And since she's searching as well, I'll have her roll as well. She rolled crap.
Perception.
20.
Kevin?
I have the same modifier for both.
I got 27 or 25.
Alright, so yeah. Both pretty much Sergey seems to be just walking around, not really finding anything, and you see that Kaylin also is sort of just turned around, not able to see much. But Reniel, Eugene, and Harold, the three of you are able to easily find a place that looks decently, not too luxurious, but doesn't look like it's gonna like fall apart or anything like that. And you think, and the inn prices actually look decently cheap. It says that it's 5 silver per person.
Okay, we'll take that one.
This looks good enough for one night.
Mm-hmm. And I assume they provide lodging as well, like food and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Okay, so you all walk in and you see this Minen sitting at the desk reading what appears to be a paper. Despite the fact the bell rang when you guys walked in, this Minen doesn't seem to notice you or doesn't seem to care.
What's the mine in reading? Like, what's the headline on this paper?
The headline of this paper reads, "Rain expected for the next 2 days. Better hunker down and not go out too much."
Oh, you know, it's a slow news day when they put the weather on the front page.
Slow news, I suppose, means there's nothing too much to worry about here.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a good thing. Slow days are always nice days just to relax. Don't have anything to worry about.
Except if you're going out to sea in the next few days.
It's fine.
I imagine the weather out in the sea will probably change a lot more drastically than the weather around here.
Well, I'm no meteorologist, so I don't know.
Harold's
Anyways,
gonna go ahead and approach the desk.
Reniel will follow Harold, and he's still got his umbrella held above him.
Okay, so you approach the desk, and the Minen, in the most uncaring voice you can possibly imagine, says, "Welcome to the inn, 5 gold per night. Are you staying for the night?"
Thought your sign said it was 5 silver.
Right, silver, gold, I don't really care. Just pay me.
We will take one for free then.
Okay, it is suddenly now 5 gold per night.
That is not what your sign said. That is false advertising. We can
Harold
sue for
goes
that.
ahead and sets 5 silver on the table.
Per person.
Harold gestures for everybody else.
Reniel mage hands five silver into the Minen's face.
Harold is going to cast message on Reniel. Really?
The Minun glares at you, but takes it off his face and places it with the rest. Kaylin pays her 5 silver.
Yeah, I pay it as well. Well, I'm probably gonna need change, so because all I have is gold. So
yeah, assume y'all will get your change.
Right. So he also sets the 5 silver on the table. Just don't mind him. He's a bit brash about things.
All right. Let's see. He hands you 2 room keys and he says, "All right, these are your rooms."
Thank you very much.
Yeah, just upstairs, down the hall on the left. Have a nice day. Breakfast will be at 6.
I'm on my way there already. To upstairs and to the left.
Okay. Yep. Kaylin will be following as usual.
So we're just gonna. I mean, what time is it currently?
You can't entirely tell because of the rain, but you imagine it's probably like 7 or 8.
All right.
Alright, so what's rooming arrangements gonna be?
Guess
That
I'll
is a-
stay with Sergey.
Just use the same room arrangements as Guild, but where's who's Kaylin gonna be with?
Something tells me Kaylin and Eugene probably should not be in the same room.
Alright, fair enough, then I guess I'll board with you two, Raniel and Harold. It'll only be for the night anyways.
Okay.
Alright, so you unlock your doors. You've got very ramshackle, like not ramshackles and falling apart, but very luxurious rooms. Hay bed.
Very plain.
Yeah, not the cleanest in the world, but it certainly will serve you well enough for the night. There's no like water leaking from the roofs or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, is there anything you want to discuss in your respective rooms, or shall we move on to the morning?
Morning, I think.
I'll ask Sergey. So, what went on?
Really, it's just meeting up, figuring out who's going to be doing what. Of course, they're going to be expected to help on board the ship. It's only natural with anything. My friend is not actually the captain, he's just one of the crewmates. So we'll be looking for a slacking.
Does he know who the captain is? Or is it just some appointed Pokemon?
I have the worst at remembering names, but I don't think he gave us a name.
No, he did. Radcliffe.
Yeah. Right. The captain's name is Radcliffe. So
And
I assume they've known for a while now.
well, I guess that's okay.
You have concerns?
No. It's well, I obviously have concerns. I mean, this is my first time on a ship, and anything could happen while we're in the middle of the sea.
These things happen all the time. There's nothing really to worry about being on board ship. If you are, it's really just something you have to get your sea legs for.
Right. Above the table question: do I save this this one, or do I gotta roll one every day?
You gotta roll every day.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I know you really, you really want to save that one, but
Save that one. Yeah. Yeah. As for the conversation, it's well, I'll trust you.
All right.
And I fall asleep.
I mean, there wasn't like too much to talk about right now, so.
Yeah.
All right. So you all fall asleep, and eventually, morning. Well, I say morning light, but it's still raining. But eventually, you see that it is lighter outside than it was when you went to sleep. So you imagine it's probably morning for those of you who are actually going to be waking up at this point in time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in work mode, so I'm gonna try not to be late for the prom.
Right.
Alright, so you wake up, you get your breakfast from the clearly 16, not bad. From the clearly unamused Minen. And you guys are all set to you're satiated and you're all set to go about your day. The Minen gives you a half-hearted come again.
I guess we all head down to the docks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That Minen
They're
really
kind of
needs to work on his customer service.
Some people just aren't really interested in the job, I guess.
yeah.
He deserved every silver that I threw in his face.
Still a bit much.
You guys know the way, right? So
Please
Right.
tell me you're not going to act like that around the captain, and you'll...
I make
Please
no
don't.
promises.
Just don't get us thrown overboard, okay?
I make no promises.
Raniol.
Very well. I will attempt to avoid getting us all thrown overboard.
I suppose that's the
Right.
best we're gonna work with.
try to be on your best behavior.
Sergey's gonna start making his way down towards the docks.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you all go to the docks. It seems to be a bit livelier, but due to the rain, it is still very empty. But eventually, you guys see a Marowak who notices you guys and approaches. He says, "Alright, is this the rest of your little group, Sergey?"
Would be. He motions for everyone to introduce themselves.
You already met me yesterday.
I'm Eugene. Hi.
I am Reniel.
My name is Kaylin, and we're all with the Freelance Guild. Freelance Guild, eh? I won't deny I did not entirely expect that to be a career choice you'd pick, Sergey, but if it's what you wish, then I suppose it is what you wish.
Things honestly just kind of happened. One day in the fair, and you win one little tournament, and Freelance comes knocking at the door.
Oh, you won a tournament. You'll have to tell me about that later.
It was quite the story.
In any case, we should probably not leave Radcliffe and on his alones for too long, so if you will all follow me, we shall disembark and take you to the Tronfanel Island soon. And yeah, he sort of begins leading you guys towards one of the boats that's on port. The boat looks to be tall but small, sorta. it seems to not have as much surface area in terms of like actual dimensions, but it seems to be a bit on the taller side.
Oh dear.
Beyond that, it doesn't look like it's too unsturdy or anything like that. It seems to be well built, well maintained. Doesn't look like it's gonna leak or collapse or anything like that. You do notice that it does have cannons, so it is armed. And yeah, that's the basic impression you get of the boat.
Interesting ship shape. Never seen something so compact.
I can't. I turned Scottish. I can't say. Oh, can't say I understand it either personally, but it's but a ship is a ship, and it will take you where you need to go. Worry not about that.
Are those cannons just for the feng shui, or do we plan on actually using them?
The seas can be dangerous. We hope not to use them, but they're there just in case.
How often does a seafarer such as yourself use the cannons?
Figure gives Eisen a glance.
It's hard to answer that. I suppose on the occasion is the best way to say it.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you expect this journey to be safe?
I will not deny that there is the possibility that we may be attacked.
That's why I've asked Eisen. If we have those sorts of experience, it's all about the safety.
Indeed. We've got plenty of ammunition in the hold, and we do have lifeboats should things turn south, but worry not. This crew is experienced. We will certainly help you guys make it to your destination.
Okay. I slowly begin to board the ship.
Eisen also will board, as will Kalen.
Briniel saunters onto it.
And Sergey's just going to casually board.
Yeah.
Okay. So you board the ship and you see a number of crewmates all sort of watch you guys as you go up. You see among the people initially watching, you see a Slacking, a Pangoro, a Staravia, a Girder, and a Dark Linoon. I want to say Galar Linoon, but Galar doesn't exist, so a Dark type Linoon. And that is the ones that are watching you as you go up, though there's also a Marini that you see swabbing the deck as you go up as well. They sort of gaze at you. You could sort of see that they're sort of judging you as you walk up. And the Slacking gives out a bit of a yawn, and then he says, oh, Eisen, are these the Pokemon we're bringing? And Eisen responds to him with, yep, Indeed, these would be the Pokémon. Alright. Huntley, begin. Begins heading us off into sea. Huntley responds with a yes, and he begins sword whipping the crew into shape as they bring up the boardwalk and hoist the anchor and all that fun stuff to get the ship up and out.
Oh. You know, I'm getting the strangest sense of deja vu for some reason.
Alright then. So, before we begin, And you just see him fall asleep right in front of you.
So that kind of like look back and forth.
Harold is going to cast a message at Sergey. Is this guy fit to be captain?
Sergey just kind of looks back at Harold. This is not who I had expected to be captain. I'm honestly a bit surprised myself.
Give me perception, Sergey. Never mind. One eye really does not help you sometimes.
No.
Okay. Eventually, you hear Eisen tap the deck with his bone club, and that seems to wake him up, and he says, Oh, right. Anyways, welcome to my ship. Okay. So first things first, I believe introductions are in order.
Right. Well, I am Sergey, and if everyone else would like to introduce themselves.
My name is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm Eugene. Nice to be on your ship.
I am Harold. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I am Renyel.
And my name is Kaylin, I suppose. Alright, now then. My name is Radcliffe, and I am the leader of this ship. The Pangoro over there, his name is Huntley. And the Lanoon is Irwin. I believe you are familiar with Eisen, and we have a few others around here that you will also come to meet. Now then, I believe you are all here not only for passage, but I was told you would be helping out on the ship. Is that correct?
Only acceptable fair trades when traveling aboard the seas. I'm prepared to help in any way I can, and I can expect everyone else will be, right?
Harold nods.
Yeah.
Okay, very well then.
Oh, I think he's telling us to go to sleep, right?
I'm gonna
He just got up.
kind of doubt that.
By the way, could I get a repeat in the Linoon's name?
Yeah,
Irwin.
Irwin. Anyways, Eisen taps his club on the deck again to wake the captain up again. He says, okay. Alright. So before I put you to work, what are each of you good at? What do you specialize in? What skills or talents do you have to contribute to the crew?
Well, myself personally, I've used to run board ships, so just really send me on anything you think I could help with.
I mean, I could probably be a good lookout.
I suppose I'm a bit of a generalist. I don't know to the extent that my skills will be useful here, but if you can find something useful for me to do, I'll do my best.
I guess I might as well clarify then. Perhaps maybe I should go help with sales.
And Reniel is silent.
Mm-hmm.
And what of the Evie over there?
I have no relevant skills.
Sure, you're just gonna face palms.
Then what do you intend to contribute here?
I don't know. You could assign me anything and rest assured that I will do my best at it. I just do not guarantee that it will be a good job.
Harold looks like he's trying very hard to maintain a professional appearance.
Kaylin rolls her eyes and she says, and I mean, my specialty is more chemicals and stuff like that, but I'm also good at mending things, so if you need me to patch any holes or mend the sails, then I suppose I can do that. He says, alright, very well, then here's what I will assign you to do
Perhaps I can be on wake-up duty.
And Reniel's going to minor illusion a thunderclap next to Ratcliffe's head.
No.
Oh, storms! Everyone! Prepare, batten down the hatches and prepare for a storm!
Harold just looks up at the rain that's already falling.
Yeah, you could see it's definitely still raining, but it's nowhere near a thunderstorm weather. So,
Perhaps that wouldn't be the best choice, Daniel.
I do not know what you are talking about. It was clearly a stray thunderclap.
roll deception.
I want to be careful, Reniel, or else you might.
Yeah, nobody
Because
will...
it's so obvious. Just again, even Sergey's just like he was face palming before, but now he's like leaning into it.
Very well then. I suppose, Sergey, you will indeed help with the sails, maintaining our course, and I'm sure you're very familiar with it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about how I figured. Once again, for the chat who can't see, a gif of
Art face palming.
Yeah.
Hard, yeah.
And what was your name, Cyndaquil?
Eugene.
Eugene. You will go up and be on lookout duty. You will be with Phelps. He is a Staravia, and he spends most of his time in the crow's nest as well. As for you two, he looks to Reniel and Harold, trying to decide what to do with you two. I suppose one of you can go down into the kitchens and help with Dana. She is a Delcatty. and the other one of you can help Oda. Well, I'd say swab the deck, but right now she's probably more shoving the water off the decks.
Who was that again?
Which one?
Oda.
The one you just mentioned.
Oda, the Marini.
Okay.
I can help with that.
Very well, then Reniel, you.
Actually, then again, if we want our dinner to have something besides salt in it, maybe I should be the one down there.
Eisen sighs and says, alright. Then Harold, you head down to help with dinner, and we'll have Reniel help Oda swab the deck. And I will attempt to keep the captain from constantly falling asleep, as he tends to do. Don't worry. When push comes to shove, I assure you he is not like this. He is just incredibly narcoleptic.
I'm wondering if I can even ask this question because of the awful perception check earlier, so I'll just refrain.
Okay. In any case, he points to the crow's nest and he says, that way is where you will be going, Eugene. Harold had below deck. Kaylin, since you weren't given one, you had below deck as well. I believe we have some sails that were damaged that you can mend down in the hold. Reniel, help Oda with the swabbing, and Sergey, you can help Huntley maintain the sails.
All right, I'll do that.
I begin climbing, trying not to look down.
Harold nods and heads below deck.
Okay. Alright. Let's see whose task we will look at first. Okay, Reniel.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, you go up to this Marini, and she sort of gives you a look and she says, so I guess, so female voice, oh gosh, I can't do good.
Just do your normal voice. Don't stretch. Don't hurt yourself over it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, so you're the new swabby, huh?
Yes, I have come to assist in the sanitation of the upper deck.
Right now it's raining, so we don't exactly have a lot to wash, but it would be nice for us not to have pools of water around. If the crews are running around, then it's best that they don't strip. So, are you absorbent of the water?
I suppose my fur is capable of such things.
Alright, then she points you to a large pool on the deck, sort of on the front left end. No, I did not learn boat slang.
The jargon.
Harvard.
No, front left would have been.
I think left is starboard.
Left is port.
Oh, left is port. Okay. See, I told you I did not learn it. Okay, so port
Front
bow,
port.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No. Front to bow.
So yeah.
Okay, so it's just like a puddle of water there.
Yeah. So you've got a puddle of water there. What do you intend to do about it?
Okay. So this isn't how this works, but I'm going to throw it out there. Can Reniel use absorb elements?
Let me look.
Oh my goodness.
Let me look. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, no, it would be the port bow.
I thought the front was the bow because that's where that statue thing usually is.
Mhm.
Okay. It technically says damage type. It does not say it has to be through a spell or anything like that. It just says incoming quote unquote energy.
And if I'm not mistaken, water tends to do cold damage, right?
Typically, yes.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, despite the fact that it's typically with spells, I don't see anything of absorb elements that specifically says no, you can't absorb a random patch of water with it. So
Oh my goodness.
Alright, in that case, Renul walks up to the puddle of water, loafs in the middle of it, and it just kind of all absorbs up into him.
Huh. So you land dwellers can absorb water. Interesting.
Not all of us. Honestly, I was not sure if this was going to work.
Alright. We got a few more patches, but if you keep doing that, we might be able to eventually keep the water from keeping it too slippery, at least until the rain finally clears. Or we're out of it in any case. Keep up the good work.
I will try.
Okay. Unless you want to make conversation with the thing that assumes you're a sponge now, we shall move on to the next person.
Nope.
Okay.
Point out too. How are like landlubbers like me and Renul handling being on a ship? Is that a factor to anything?
Fair enough. I'm gonna say, yeah, the ship's probably started moving, so Renul and Eugene, both of you give me Constitution saving throws.
I'm gonna make Harold do this as well because he's a water type.
Fair enough.
He's not a boat dweller.
16.
I'm gonna assume I don't have to roll this.
12.
Yeah, you don't have to roll that, Sergey. Okay, so Harold and Renniel, both of you definitely feel a little woozy. You feel your footing sort of slip. Luckily, you're not feeling like you need to lose your lunch or anything like that, but you're both feeling a little woozy and disoriented. I'll say if either of you make any skill checks for the next 4 hours. For the next 4 hours, all your skill checks will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Anyways, I believe I rolled a 3, so Sergey, you go with the Pangoro Huntley, and he says, So are you the one who specifically Eisen was speaking of? Are you the Sergey?
That would be yes.
So how do you and Eisen know each other? He seems to be giving you a look.
We've met in the past. This wasn't really much to speak of. Few ships here and there. Eventually, I just kind of figured I wanted to do something else other than sailing. And, well, in came the Freelance Guild. Why?
Curious. You would happen to know that of Eisen's former profession, would you?
I believe he's mentioned it once in the past, but It was... Why does it escape me right now? I know it was important. I'm just, for some reason, forgetful about it.
Roll. Don't know whether I want to say deception or persuasion. I'm gonna say roll deception. Okay. So, yeah, he looks at you for a moment, but eventually his gaze softens and he lets it go and he says, very well. I suppose if that's all, I suppose if you don't know, then you don't know. I suppose it's not my place. He's part of the crew either way. Anyways, let's get to work. Alright, so give me a athletics. Or a strength, technically a strength check with proficiency, but I'll just say athletics as you sort of work the sails, point them in the right direction, all that fun stuff.
Oh wait, so the athletics with proficient? Oh wait, no, you said proficiency, not an advantage.
Yeah.
We're just in athletics then. Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing that and you're going pretty expertly, and Huntley looks at you and he's like, gotta admit, you're doing really good at this.
As I mentioned, I did have experience aboard ships prior, so what can I say? I'm here to do my part.
Good. If you keep this up, we'll make great time heading on out of here. Okay, thanks to that, the ship is actually going to be moving a bit faster today, so...
Nice.
Alright. Alright, Eugene.
Yep.
So, you walk up to the crow's nest, and you eventually see a Staravia up there, sort of keeping watch. It's still raining at this point in time as you reach the top.
Yeah, I'll kind of like prop my umbrella up so I can just kind of sit down under it.
Okay. So the Staravia looks at you and he says, "Oh, hey, you're one of the Pokemon we're taking over to Tonfinal, right?"
Yeah, that's I'm Eugene. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Eugene. Welcome to the crow's nest. Of course, there are no crows here, just me, Sterling, but I suppose maybe we should rename this the Sterling's Nest.
This is when there's just kind of like a silence, like where he's expected to laugh.
Oh, come on. That's my best joke.
I feel like Eugene's just sitting like, oh no, it's one of these people.
Yeah. I bet you're wondering how I got myself into this situation.
No.
We have a job to do, right?
Yeah, we have a job to do, so I hope you can manage to keep a very good bird's eye view of the area.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really? Really? You know, for the rest of the crew, I would be killing it up here.
I'm sure you would.
Well, not.
Oh, this is horribly awkward.
Well, not actually killing it. I mean, after all, we don't want any murder up in the crow's nest.
This is when we go into like inner monologue mode. It's like, yeah, I'm about to throw myself off this thing.
Alright, fine. Anyways. if you're not okay, this is pretty a simple job. You just keep an eye out, see if there are any other ships, make sure we don't crash and all that fun stuff. But it's morning, so it's not like much is gonna happen. I mean, honestly, it's more exciting for the night guy. He's a gold. He's a gold bat named Westcott. He gets the night watch, and the night watch is much more exciting than the day watch.
Why do you say that?
I mean, come on, nights are exciting. That's when all the evildoers come in and attempt to do things.
Personally, I'd rather just be sleeping.
I mean, I have to sleep there too. I'm more of a morning bird, you know, instead of a night owl.
Yeah.
Well, the pure awkward here is amazing. Anyways,
One is really trying to socialize, and the other just is not having it.
Fine. So yeah, just keep an eye out. You can see a break in the clouds. That'd also be great. Sooner we get out of stormy weather, the easier it'll be for basically everyone.
It is, it's quite a view up here, though. It's quite a different perspective of the ocean instead of being on the deck of the ship. So I begin to admire kind of the sea and even maybe the clouds and the rain hitting the ocean.
Yeah, I know, it's the best view in town. You can see so much more from up here.
There's how occasionally do pirates hit the ship?
Much less than I want, I'll tell you that. I mean, depends on how long of a journey it is. If it's just a simple one-day journey, you almost never see them, but if you're on the seas for a good week, you're almost bound to see one sometime or another. Luckily, we're not really heading towards, pirates usually are in the eastern seas, not the western seas. There's almost no trade between Caldwelch and Tonfanel anymore, so why would pirates bother over here?
That's a good point. By the way, how, I may have missed it, but how long is this journey gonna take for us to make berth in the Tonfanel Islands?
4 days, assuming nothing happens.
4 days. Okay. Well, let's look for breaks in clouds and pirates.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, give me a perception check.
Okay. 8+7, don't fail me. Yeah, there we go. 18.
Okay, you see sort of northwest of your current location, you can see what appears to be a nice break in the clouds. You think the edge of the storm is over there, and if you sail in that direction, you'll eventually be free from this weather.
There's a break at the port bow.
Oh, you know ship talk, do you?
Oh, a little. I told my friends this, but my character's been on a boat before, and I just kind of picked it up from the guy who was being the GM.
Okay. Also, yes, I'll say as well with that perception check, you also see Reniel being a sponge.
Oh. That's, do you not have mops here?
We have mops, but Oda doesn't like to use them.
Then what do you use to swap the decks?
Oh, Oda just uses her own spit? Is that what water types have?
What was that?
Spit? Is that what water types have? I think it's like, I don't know. They pour water out their mouths. It's kind of weird.
What do they use to wipe it?
Oh, she just uses her tentacles.
Oh, you know, a mop isn't really that expensive, and you could get others doing that more effectively than my friend rolling around in it.
Okay, just the image of a soaked Eve with tentacles rolling around in the... You might want to tell that to Oda sometime.
Well, no, I don't really want to impose. You know, people have their own ways of doing things. I'm just pointing out more of an effective way, and that's another thing. Are you sure the captain is fit to captain?
Oh, the captain? Oh, no, absolutely not.
What? That's when I turn all pale and gaunt.
At least, if we're ever engaged with like an enemy, with like pirates or something like that, oh boy, the captain is really scary at that point in time. But day to day, no, the captain basically just spends most of the day and night sleeping.
I kind of envy that.
You know, if you need something, then your best bet is to go to Eisen or Huntley for that. They're basically the ones really in charge while the captain's asleep.
All right, marking this down. All right, Huntley's the Punguro and Aizen's the Marowak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Duly noted.
In any case, since you've seen a good spot to move, then just yell down to the crew and we'll change our direction and head in that way.
There's a place to sail that's better. Over there, to the northwest, or starboard port bow poop deck.
What is he rambling about?
Can I try to look on the direction to the northwest?
Sure.
I do have the compass, so.
Yeah, sure. Give me perception at advantage.
Advantage. That's the right one. Wow, okay.
Give me perception at 13. Okay. But yeah, no, with you see in general what Eugene's trying to talk about.
I'll relay this to the rest of the crew then.
Okay, the crew hears that. Give me another athletics check to sort of help swivel your way over there. Okay, not the best. So yeah, it takes
That was 5.
It takes a bit, but eventually you people on deck are able to finally reach calmer, clear waters and the rain finally stops. Alright.
Put my umbrella away too.
Good job up there. Make sure to keep an eye out for anything else.
Aye, aye.
Okay. And finally, we move on to you, Harold.
Harold is stumbling a little bit into the kitchen, has clearly not quite found his sea legs yet.
Okay. As you are stumbling down you're stumbling down the steps, give me a perception check. And yeah, you will have disadvantage with this because of lack of sea legs.
Let's see here. Oh, too bad I had the disadvantage. 9.
Okay. Well, luckily that was just barely enough. Alright, as you are stumbling down, you heard a door shut to your, right here it is. You heard a door shut to your right side. Almost the moment as you were heading down to the, second floor.
I guess Harold's just going to briefly check what's there, but he doesn't think it's likely to be significant.
Alright, you check over there, and you see, peeking out from that door, you see, oddly enough, a Pokemon that you've never really seen before. Their body is all blue. They have this sort of long appendage sticking out from their head.
Oh.
And they've got sort of what looks like a red gem on their chest. And they seem to be peeking out shyly at you, but as soon as they see that you notice them, they close the door.
I think I know what that is.
Harold looks a little bit perplexed, but thinks nothing else of it, kind of files it away as something for later, and continues on to the kitchen.
Okay. So, you find that the kitchen is on... Yeah, you find the kitchen is 2 floors down. And it is on the bow side of the ship. As you walk in, you see a Delcatty is already in there working on a sort of berry salad.
Hello, You heard that there were going to be some temporary crewmates for this passage, I assume?
She looks over to you and she says, "Oh, hey, love. Yeah, I heard all about that." She approaches you and she says, "My name's Dana. And what's yours?"
Dana, did you say?
Yeah, Dana. Accents are hard in female accented voice.
My name's Harold. Pleasure to meet you.
Alright, pleasure to meet you too. So, how are you at cooking?
Passable.
Passable is all that's needed. I'll stick you on... How about this? How are you at making the food look good and arranged then?
I've never really tried that before.
It's pretty simple. I'll work on making sure the food's cooked to taste good, and I'll let you arrange the food and make it look palatable. How's that sound? Unless you want to try your hand at cooking, and I could do that.
I should probably stick with what's simple, he says with a small chuckle.
Alright. Then let's get started. So you see her taking a few berries, putting them on some plates and hand it to you and says, "Alright, so it's all about just color coordination, separating the spicy from the sweet and all that fun stuff. So if you know your berries, then I'm pretty sure you'll be just fine."
Wow, the deja vu.
So give me a nature check.
Okay. Getting an idea of what he's going to need to do, and wanting to make sure that he can set he can try to set a good first impression. Harold is going to burn a second level spell slot and cast Enhance Ability on himself to give himself advantage on intelligence checks.
Okay.
So that's at least going to cancel out the disadvantage he has.
Yep. Alright, then give me a nature check.
Thank you, Jack of all trades.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. So, what you see is that plate, and this is kind of impressive considering this is a pirate crew, that plate that you got has a few normal spellon, palm tree, and watmel berries on it. You know that watmels are very sweet, palm trees are very dry, spellons are very spicy, and normal are very sour. So you can sort of arrange them, split them up however you feel. There's about 5 or 6 per plate.
Harold is just kind of sitting here, like, completely unsure of what exactly he's supposed to be doing.
Alright.
So, thinks for a little bit. What if we set it up so that people made their own salads? Set the berries separately, people take what they want.
Oh. So basically put all the berries into, like, a couple of pile per thing and just have them take? Is that what you're suggesting?
Exactly.
Oh, that ain't a bad idea, love. Alright. She hands you a large plate and she says, alright, then take the berries from the pantry downstairs and come back up and sort of just start setting them. I'll say give us about 15 per.
15 of each berry? Got it.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So he goes and grabs the berries. I assume with the check I made earlier, he can recognize what they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So he picks them out, brings them back up to the kitchen. He's gonna try to arrange them sort of fancy, so they're like a series of like 5 lines on the plate.
Alright, give me a sleight of hand check to do that. Or at least to do that and make it look neatly.
I guess it would be, in this case, what's my modifier for sleight of hand? That's a 10.
Oh wow, 10 for sleight of hand. Okay, 18. So yeah, despite the fact that you're still not really sea legs, you managed to...
No, I mean my roll is a 10.
Oh, your roll is a 10.
After modifiers.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, your lack of sea legs means that they're not as neat as you imagine, but it is at least presentable.
I mean, more than anything, he's just trying to keep it organized.
Yeah. And she looks at her and she says, alright, not the best, love. I can tell you're kind of a little unsteady on your feet, ain't you?
I'm sure I'll get used to it.
Yeah, it comes with time. I can remember when I first went on one of these boats. I'll tell you, I was just tossing, turning much as I could. But now I got my sea legs just as well as I imagine you can. Anyways, love, while cooking, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to know?
Do I have any other duties you have for me?
Let's see. Not really interested in cooking. How about chopping?
And I will point out, I am willing to cook if you want me to. I'm just trying to stick to what I think I'm going to mess up the least.
Alright, I understand. So do you think you're gonna mess up chopping the least then?
I think I'll be okay.
Alright. She hands you one of the sweet berries. She just said one of the berries that you know was Watmel, the sweet berry, and she says, "Alright, I want you to take this and I want you to chop it, not too small, but chop it into nice, neat squares if you can."
Okay. He tries doing this a little experimentally, just kind of, like he'll try something, he'll check it with hers, like, like this, and
Okay, since you're doing that, I'll say you will give me. We'll say give me an attack roll with advantage, which cancels out your disadvantage. So just give me dexterity plus your proficiency.
didn't I only have disadvantage on ability checks?
Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, give me an attack roll on with advantage then, since you're getting help from her to cut it.
Well, I'm glad I had advantage.
Okay, so what's your modifier for that?
And this is not. Well, I guess I had half my proficiency bonus. Dex or strength based attack roll?
Dex.
Okay. That's going to be 14.
Okay, so it's.
Oh wait, no, it would be 13 because I don't get jack of all trades for this.
Okay, 13. So yeah, you chop, and it looks decent with especially thanks to her help. Not too amazing, but they're at least chopped into manageable chunks. And she sort of swipes those and puts them into a bit of a stew, and she says, "Alright, not too bad, darling."
Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a few more of those, and you just keep chopping as you do.
Harold gives a nod. Understood.
Okay, so yeah, she'll give you a few other berries. Won't go through the task of describing them. I'll just have you make a few more checks. Though as you're chopping, okay. She says, "Though anything not related to your jobs here you want to ask? I know for some of you land dwellers, being on a ship like this ain't exactly the easiest thing, so if I can help you, I'd be perfectly willing to."
I suppose, do you have any advice for finding one's sea legs? Or is it just something that comes with time?
Well, first advice I'd give you is don't fret too much. Just obviously stay away from edges, and being down here also help, but really what you just want to do is you just want to take things nice, slow, and remain calm.
Actually, there's one other thing I noticed. On my way down here, there was someone who seemed to be a bit shy, not a type of Pokemon I've ever seen before. Any idea who that was?
Oh, you talking about Warren?
I don't know, possibly.
Well, Warren's a bit shy. Don't know quite what species he is either. He don't tell none of us about that, but yeah, he's a bit of the younger crew member, if you catch my drift. One of the new guys. He doesn't really like interacting too much, but we all baby him a little bit.
Sounds like he might get along with Eugene.
Maybe if you could get him to talk with you, then I sure appreciate that. Poor kid always seems to be like he needs some company, but he'll take orders if we ask him for stuff, but beyond that, he doesn't really interact with the rest of us.
I'll keep that in mind then.
Alrighty then. Okay. Anyways, give me, I'll say 3 more attack rolls, and we'll call it good for your cooking. Or your assisted cookings.
I assume I don't have proficiency in any of these.
Nah, do you have proficiency? You don't have proficiency with anything cooking related, so no.
Yeah, and since it's an attack roll and not an ability check, Jack of all trades is not applicable, so. Alright, I got an 8 and an 11. Oh, right, you said 3 more. That's
Yeah.
right. And can we finish off not terrible?
No.
Literally average. I will take that.
Okay, so yeah, you don't feel like the first, especially with the first of 3, you don't feel like you did the best, but you did about average. Could have been a lot better, but could have been a lot worse. And as Dana looks over at she's like, alright, that's passable. And yeah, you do that and time passes on. So eventually, you all continue helping on with your tasks, and soon enough the day passes on, and eventually you are all taken to the second floor, or the bottom first floor, I should say, where you have a table and the meal that Dana prepared is put in a bunch of bowls, and you're all seated around that table. Well, all of you except for the captain is currently not there. But you see everyone else except for, well, the night watch that you heard of is also not there, but the strange blue Pokemon that you heard as Warren is there, though he's certainly sort of ducking under the table and trying to avoid notice.
I think Eugene is probably doing that too.
But
Renewal's asking where the salt is.
Horse.
No salt. No.
well,
There is no luxury.
if you're looking for salt, you're looking in the ocean. We ain't got no salt.
Oh no.
How can you all survive without salt?
Maybe you should just scoop up some seawater.
I would recommend against that.
Okay, so I'm assuming there are cups at the table, right?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay, Renewal's just going to hold one near his mane, and some of the water he absorbed from earlier just drops out of it.
Harold just gives him this look of absolute disgust.
You know, you probably should filter that.
You were swabbing the deck, weren't you? Kaylin asks.
I was.
Well, if that's absorbed from the deck, then that's not going to be salt water. That's just going to be rainwater.
He puts the entire cup back in his mane.
I like to imagine the water is like slightly brown and it just looks super gross.
I mean, yeah, if it's been around the deck.
Dana looks at this and she's like, "Is that boy all right there?"
Yeah, he's fine.
He's a strange one, but you do get used to him.
I would be better if I had salt.
Oh my gosh.
He's going robot.
You know,
what happened.
considering this is radio, that's actually perfect.
The facade falls apart.
I require salt, or my voice tends to do that.
Okay, so the Linoon hears this. He's like, "Oh gosh, guys, we gotta get him salt."
No, I really don't think you do.
He'll eat eventually if he's hungry.
Like I said, there's a lot of it in the ocean. It's a really bad idea drinking it, but so does dumping it on berries.
It is very important that I get salt. Otherwise, not only will my voice tend to do that, but I will start to transform into a terrible creature. It is already happening.
And one of his tentacles is going to poke out of his mane and then go back in.
So, in other words, nothing's going to change.
Oh! Roll me a d6 for that. You get luck points for that. Come on, Parser.
You know, maybe you should have packed some salt, Renial, instead of expecting the ship to provide it for you.
I'm gonna chime in on that earlier comment.
Whatever happened to hospitality?
Hospitality
Harold
isn't
just wordlessly gestures to all the food on the table.
It does not matter. I never receive hospitality anyway.
And one of the berries is just going to float up to his mouth and he's going to start eating it.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Huntley crosses his arm and he's like, no hospitality, huh?
You do not have salt.
He is blunt, you'll get used to it, I swear.
That's when I like elbow Renial. Remember what you promised.
I did not make any promises. I specifically did not guarantee any.
I'm just gonna eat.
And Harold just starts like eating in awkward silence.
Sergey just scratches at his brow before moving to eat as well.
The rest of the crew all eats, though most of them who are nearby Renial have all sort of scooted just a bit away from him.
I assume we're like probably in a group together, so they scoot away from just us in general.
Yeah.
Oh look, you're getting a reputation as the Kraken of the ship.
Oda says, huh, and that's usually my job.
Is it a satisfying meal, or does it taste bland or fulfilling?
Well, to Renial, it is very much not satisfying because it lacks the salt. To the rest of you, it's decent. Not the most amazing thing you've tasted, but not terrible either.
Kind of like what would be kind of expected for ship food, like airline food.
Well, it's a bit tastier than airline food, at least, but...
Alright, yeah, I'll begin to eat it.
Alright, everyone give me Constitution saving... Oh wait, Lucius wasn't on this ship.
Sorry, what I miss?
Nothing. Just
Okay.
us making fake out Constitution saving throws.
Okay, anyways, so as this is going on, you see the girder, who, Sergey, you know, he was previously helping with the sales. He is right. Alright, so now that the day is done and we're gonna hoist anchor soon, who's up for a game? I got 20 gold on this one. I know I'll win.
What kind of game are we talking?
Ah, interested, are we? I'm thinking a game of poker.
Hmm.
And Phelps chimes in. He says, how about instead we have a game of Pokémon? And you hear
Harold blinks rapidly.
You also hear complete silence from the rest of the crew. I mean, Dana tries to give a modest
Pity laugh.
Yeah, a pity laugh, but you otherwise hear complete silence from the crew.
Seems that no one else laughs at these jokes.
Dana says, if I wouldn't recommend you guys gamble with Niall. Not because you guys might lose stuff, but, well, you might, but more because we don't want him going broke for the 5th time this week.
Well, I'm willing to play for not gambling.
Or we could lower the stakes.
No, you don't play for no gambling. The game isn't fun unless you have some risk for it. I mean, come on, you're out at sea. You should be all about the risks.
We are very much not all about the risks.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be on the ship.
Well, you can speak for yourself, but...
Fine.
Well, if you're suggesting that maybe he doesn't go broke, perhaps we play 15 gold.
Oh, really? We got ourselves a challenger here. All right. Come over here to my game table, and I'll take your 15 gold straight from you.
We will see.
Do you want me to maybe do this, Sergey?
Oh, what? Are you... you are knowledgeable with these games, huh?
I don't know. I've never met this guy before, but I can I know how to play the game.
I can play too. Kaylin says this. I can play as well if you guys want me to.
Actually, no, I'll do it.
That poker's a game of multiple people, not just 1 versus 1.
Well, I'm interested, but I just don't have enough money for this.
Well, I can't ask you to put your gold in if you're planning to play for me.
Oh, well, I guess if we're all in it, we have well, I guess we're partners in crime, they say, so it doesn't matter if one of us wins, right?
I guess we're all going to just play. We'll have some fun.
Okay. So, is it just going to be Niall, Kaylin, Sergey, and Eugene, or is anyone else joining?
No, Renniel's not gonna.
Harold only has 19 gold to his name. He's not wasting 15 on gambling.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so 4-person time. So,
I'm actually gonna play poker or roll for it.
Alright, so here's how this game is going to work. First things first, you will both give me a D100 to sort of determine how good your hand is, and then you can bluff, and then you can either fold, you can bluff if you want to, or basically sort of just depends on what your hand is, and you can like fold, you can try and bluff, raise, all that fun stuff.
Right.
So
100.
let's
Oh.
see.
So do we have bad hands or good hands?
Well, that's below 50, so that's probably subpar hands.
Okay, so yeah. Eugene, so first things first, you all pay 1 gold to start off the bet. Eugene and Sergey, both of you have pretty bad hands. Sergey, you think there's a possibility that you could maybe get 2 of a kind, though that's... Well, there's a possibility both of you could get 2 of a kind, but that's pretty much it. Now, both of you give me insight to sort of see if you can determine the other 2 people's hands.
Wisdom for pursuit.
Just a sec. Seeing if I have. Okay. So that would be quick mathing +7.
Oh.
Okay. Despite your terrible rolls, both of you see that. Both of you see that the girder, Niall, he seems to think he has a pretty decent hand. You can't tell whether it's amazing or not, but he does seem pretty smiley about his hand. Whereas with Kaylin, she's stone-faced. You can't tell whether she had a good or bad hand. In any case, the girder, he is going to raise it to 5 gold. And Kaylin is also going to go with the bet.
I'd probably just fold there.
Having actually played poker, yeah, this is a fold. I'm not paying 5 gold just to see the river.
Okay. Alright. You both fold, and the Carter pointed down after a bit, and you see that Kaylin won the hand with a 3 of a kind, while the girder had 2 pairs. So Kaylin took the pot. The girder seeing that is like, alright, so you won one. That's just how it happens. But we can continue. I'll bet we can fully continue, and I could totally take that back. Do you guys intend to continue, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then give me another D100.
Come on! Oh, 2 more higher.
I mean, I'm playing a very simplified version of poker, so... Because actual D&D poker sounds like it's be insane.
Yeah, because then you just gotta be playing poker.
Yeah. Okay, D100.
Yep, sorry. I was just saying. Bluffing is a lie. You don't play bluffs unless mathematically it's feasible. Also, wow.
Okay, interesting. Alright, let me just see what they got.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy that the fact I could see he got a really good roll.
Yeah, fair enough. I wish I could actually have you two private roll.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah, that's the other problem with poker, but I suppose you two are arguably working together, sort of arguably working together anyways, so...
Kind of.
Anyways, so here's what you'll do. First things first, Sergey, give me a deception check to hide the fact that you got a good hand, and I suppose you two, Eugene, you can hide that you had a fairly decent hand as well. And then both of you give me insight checks to see what the other two got.
That's my deception, 14.
I like how all these have just been D20 plus 2s for me.
And I got a 10 for the insight.
There's an 18.
Okay, so Sergey, you see that the girder, he's clearly got gup, but he's trying to pass it off, and he's trying to sort of fake you out by pretending he got a lot. Kaylin, for both of you, is completely stone-faced. You can't figure out whether she got a good hand or not.
Perfect poker face.
Yep. So anyways, the girder is once again going to attempt to raise 5.
Can I re-raise to 10?
You can, yes.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fold if I see him doing that.
Okay. Alright. You see that this is basically the last of his money, so if you win this, then he's out. Kaylin is also going to match your 10.
25 in the pot.
Alright. So give me one more D100, Sergey, to see how good your next draw is. To contest it with Kaylin. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So, you both show your hands, and it is a... Let me think. And you both got 3 of a kind, but Sergey's, your hand was higher. So, you win the pot.
I guess I win. What is that then? 20? Well, I mean, that's not including my own, so.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I believe you won 20.
Right.
Kaylin looks at this impressed, is like, huh, alright, you did pretty good. And I believe she looks at his lack of money and she says, huh, well, I guess that's all your 15 gold. Now goes, no, okay, I can put some more and we can go again. Double or nothing, 30 gold.
Niall, this is exactly what they were saying to avoid. We don't want you going broke.
Yeah, I think that's just the way poker is.
Yeah, I'm out too. Come on, fine. And he sort of sulks off with his losses. Well, good.
He shrugs, but he's clearly amused over the winnings.
Good game, Sergey.
I just wanted to play the way I used to. We used to play back on the ship, and picked up a few things here and there.
Alright, I'll have to practice again if I want to beat you.
Well, I won't lie, I was not able to ever read a single look on your face. It's quite the poker face you've got there.
Picked it up from playing chess.
I can imagine.
Alright. Anyways, after all that, you guys are taken. It is now evening, so yeah, but by the way, Reniel and Eugene, you both have your, or not Eugene, Reniel and Harold, you both have your sea lakes now, since enough time has passed.
Okay.
And you are taken to your lodgings, which is on the 3rd floor, or bottom 3rd floor, or bottom 2nd floor, technically. Bottom 2nd floor, basically directly to the starboard of the staircase. And there's only one room. It's decently large, but not the most largest thing in the world. It's sort of cramped quarters, and it's one room for the 5 of you.
Oh, dang.
Alright.
It's apparently they didn't exactly plan for 5 people all at once. Gonna be a little compact.
Well, it reminds me of the time I used to spend. They used to cram as many of us into single rooms as they could. It's actually more comfy in terms of space than I imagined it would be.
A bed is a bed.
Yeah, I suppose. I mended the sails pretty well, and I imagine you guys did plenty of good work out there, so I think we should all just hit the hay and rest until tomorrow.
ahead of you.
Look at those apples. Haven't used them.
Alright.
Yeah, we're using them for the island.
So Kaylan sort of leans against the wall and sort of sits on her hand, leaning against the wall to try and take up as little space as possible.
Reniel takes a corner and loafs in it.
I probably take up like bedroll out and snuggle up in it.
And were there beds in here, or what was the...
There's a whole lot of hay on the ground.
Alright.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just crash on that, I guess.
As will I.
Okay, and are y'all gonna... Oh, sorry, Harold?
Harold gathers up some of the hay to rest on. He opens up his bag. He's reaching into it. It kind of looks like he was going for one thing, and then he noticed something else in there. And he just briefly pulls part of it out to look at it. It's this, whatever it is, something wrapped up in cloth. You can't really tell what it is.
Oh, right, before I forget, I still need to continue attuning to that safeguard TM.
Well, you probably have by now. You've taken a long rest, so you're probably attuned to it. Huh.
Puts it away, pulls out a music box.
Oh, that's a cute little thing you have there.
He winds it up a little bit, pops it open. This kind of somber tune starts playing from it.
Reniel's fur kind of bristles a bit.
Harold just listens to it for a little bit, closes it again, and sticks it back in his bag.
Oh, that was a interesting little tune.
Yeah. Anyway, I suppose I'll see you all in the morning.
Yeah, sounds about like it. And you're all gonna sleep?
Yep.
Okay. So, you all fall asleep, maybe with varying levels of ability to, with the rolling waves around you. And eventually, you wake up next morning to a cry in the ship as you hear Eisen's voice call out saying, "All the food is gone!" And that is where we will end it off.
Oh, no.
Well,
Looks like we've got ourselves a mystery gang.
Yeah. Zoinks.
so now we have to play Chapter 6 of Thousand.
You know, the funny thing is, I was literally, while preparing this, thinking, "Oh wait, this is Chapter 6 of Thousand Year Door, only on a boat instead of a train." But anyways, due to the holidays, it'll be about 3 weeks before we see you guys. But after this cliffhanger, we will meet back in 3 weeks to see what exactly happened. See you all then. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.